And on this episode of Split Screen, we are watching Vivarium, where a newlywed couple becomes the foster children for, I don't know what the hell kind of creature it was, but they did. This is Split Screen. And welcome to another episode of Split Screen. I'm
Welcome.
Tony.
And I'm Don.
And like I mentioned, we are going over Vivarium.
Vivarium.
This considered itself a surreal sci-fi film starring Jesse Eisenberg from like Social Network.
Social networking.
Yeah.
Social.
And is her name Imogen Potts? How you pronounce her name?
Let's see. Gemma Potts. Miss Potts.
Yeah. But they're a young couple who are looking to buy a new house because they're getting married. They decide to go to an office for a brand new developed neighborhood. And
Don't bounce around on the table.
my bad.
Yeah, there's something bouncing over.
And they find themselves suddenly trapped in this neighborhood and cannot get out, while also having to raise a random child of unknown origins and annoyance and other things.
Yep. This is my favorite Twilight Zone episode.
With that, what are your 3 things you liked about it?
Well, I like the
this
production design. The sets. I mean, how when they get to suburbia and every house is identical, the clouds are identical, everything is the same, and it just gave that beautiful Twilight Zone feel when they entered into this. I also thought the 3 main characters did a great job, and I love their story. I mean, I felt sad for them. And I also, is there anything negative I could say about this? I've actually watched this several times, so I don't think I really want to say anything negative. What will be my third? I just like the premise. It's definitely a high concept sci-fi Twilight Zone-ish movie, and I think they handled it well. It was intriguing. Yeah, intriguing. I threw out a big word. Usually my reviews are quite superficial compared to Tony's, which I don't mind. We need that opposing split.
Different strokes, different folks.
Pretty much. And what would be yours?
First off, I thought it was really believable performances. I think all 3 characters, except maybe less so the boy, but the couple.
Boy was a mimic.
Yeah. Believable. Kind of the way they went about stuff, the way, a kid tears apart families because they can't raise them or have, like, there was a lot of realistic, relatable parallels that they went through, that I just thought was great. Also, and I kind of said this before in previous stuff, and I'll say it again, when you're dealing with aliens or supernatural creatures or something like that, you should be very lucky to get out. There's not any real reason why human beings should be coming out of these things unscathed. Like, with how this goes in the way it ended, it made perfect sense. You're not in control. This is a mechanic that they use in like horror games and stuff. The less you're in control, the less you are at the whims of something that's stronger than you or smarter than you or more in control of the setting.
I think that's part of what with the because I think this was pattern after birds that replaced that put their young into other people's nests. Well, that young is multiple sizes. That young takes the energy and works the parents to death. And I think that's exactly what happened here. They worked to death in this in order to raise this child.
Well, I mean, that's kind of that's what the argument of kind of the aliens were. Because even the end of it is like, your job as a mother. Well, what does a mother do? You die. So it's the idea that, parents a good parent sacrifices their livelihood, their time, or whatever for the growth of the species. Because he had no care, there wasn't emotional attachment. They weren't they were feeding him, but it's not like they were taking care of, like.
No, no, but he's taking their life in order to as he grows,
Mhm,
and that's exactly what a bird does. A bird that replaces that s lays its eggs in another bird's nest. It takes the life of the parents in order to raise that offspring. I think that's exactly what happened here.
mm,
Yeah. I think that was just one. Do you have 2 more?
mm,
I always interrupt you.
you do.
Yeah,
Let's see.
because 'Cause I'm always waiting to speak. That's my problem. I'm always
Mm,
thinking what I'm gonna say next.
uh
I should be politer, but,
yeah,
eh, probably not.
yeah, but, let's see. What else do I like? I'm kinda thrown off 'cause I don't remember. Eh, we're skipping it.
Well,
I'll come to it.
what about the sci-fi elements of it? When she
But goes
went to
under
the
the
other I love that. That was one of my favorite scenes in
that was
this
pretty cool.
because to see the different realities that are happening and she's melting through them.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that was pretty fascinating. That was a in her and all of its mystery. The mystery of it I love too,
yeah,
because you have no idea why they're there. You don't know
yeah,
they don't introduce anything other than the boy.
yeah. That's the fun part of
Well,
it.
the realtor at the beginning, they introduce him, but then we find out that he's there to replace the
Yeah,
realtor
because that guy's
and
died.
continue the cycle of life.
Mhm,
There's a lot to like about this movie. I mean, an absolute lot.
mhm.
And yeah, no. So, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, I guess, praise from both of us. Now, do we want to talk about the similarities between Cuckoo and this?
Mm, I mean, we can. I really don't think there's that many.
Oh, I think it's the whole movie.
I don't think so.
Only Cuckoo didn't have as much of a budget.
No, I think the general concept, which she refers to in the beginning of how you kick one bird comes in, kicks him out the nest. But the thing is, that didn't even necessarily, like, happen in this one. Like,
No, I mean, there's a change. I mean, they were just, you know, the purpose was to kidnap a couple of parents
yeah,
to
and
raise
force
their
them to
offspring.
and it wasn't even just raise them, it's to help them pretend they're human.
Really?
Because
I thought it was just to make sure it didn't die.
no, because that's why he spent his whole time mimicking them. Because he needs to know how to talk to other human beings to bait more in and
Mhm.
bring more in. His whole existence is to go to this real estate office to bait more humans in to keep the population of whatever their species is
Yeah.
going. So he had to understand, what things work so he can have conversation.
We should
He
probably this movie's pretty deep. We should probably talk about how it starts, with like you said, the couple that they're looking for a house because they're
Mhm.
gonna get married soon,
Yeah.
and they come across a very odd realtor
Mhm.
who's very exciting, and he has a new opening in a place called Yonder,
Yeah.
and
Where all the clouds look the same, the roads look the same, the houses look the same, everything looks the same. And for some reason in your brand new house, there's a setup for a baby.
yeah.
All the demos
Mm.
have baby rooms in them.
But they quickly find that once they get there, there's no getting out.
No, they're trapped.
They're trapped, and then these mysterious boxes start showing up on the door. First food,
Mhm,
bland food with no flavor,
mhm. And then the
and
baby
then the next day they get their baby, and it
and
says, "Take care of it."
and be released.
Yeah,
Which release means die, by the way.
yeah.
There's no being like
Might as
literally
well spoil it.
released
They
from
both
life.
die at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was great. Their
Mhm.
deaths were pretty awesome. But
Yeah.
once they start raising the baby, they find out that there's something wrong.
Mhm.
Um, However, Jesse Eisenberg character, what's his name again?
Tom.
Tom, doesn't want any part of the baby,
Mhm.
but her mother instincts kick in,
Yep.
and she keeps Jesse from killing or Tom from killing the baby.
Mhm. Which he regrets later. She
Yeah,
literally says that.
because while it was young, they had the opportunity to kill it,
Mhm.
and who knows if they would have been released at that point, but she couldn't do it, so she ends up raising him and taking care of him
Mhm.
until the end,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Mhm. And
So true.
there's no thank like, this is one of the primary difference between this and Cuckoo is the premise of, human beings taking care of something unhuman, and that being the mechanic how the alien propagates a species is one thing.
Well, they did that in Cuckoo.
Well
They up until a certain point,
well, yeah,
the
but
foster parents, when we call them foster parents,
yeah.
were raising the young until the mother called them back.
Yeah,
Start,
but that's part of the big difference. Cuckoo is actually a story about family, and if the nature of what Alma is, it is, literally. The ending is Gretchen saves her sister because they're family, and she cares about her beyond because that's the big difference. This
for
is
for those who don't know, Cuckoo is a movie that came out last year or this year, and it's about
2
a
years
bird
ago?
woman. We watched it. But feel free to go back and watch
Yeah,
our video for Cuckoo and find out whether we liked it or not.
yeah.
Uh, but to me, Cuckoo and this are very, very similar. And this one came out first, which I can't remember. This one came out in 2019 and Cuckoo 2024.
Sure.
Um, I find them to be completely similar in the idea is it's a bird that replaces its baby in the
Yeah.
nest. In this case, aliens or whatever. The parents are forced to raise it or not even raise it, keep it alive
Mhm,
long enough until it can go, live on its own.
mhm.
And I think Cuckoo is the same way. In Cuckoo, I didn't buy the whole family thing that you said because you know, whatever was it Gretchen was the name of the girl
Yeah,
in Cuckoo?
it was Gretchen.
Yeah. Um, she had no reason to suddenly want her sister to be her sister at that point, at the
Well, her only thing was she
at
was a
the
fish out of
family.
water. She wasn't supposed to be there with that
Same
family.
with them. They're fish out of water.
Yeah,
They're in a
but
situation that they have no control over and they can't get out of.
that's still a little bit more different than
It's a
Cuckoo,
different
though.
movie for sure.
Yeah.
One
So,
to me,
the
this is a
premise is
sci-fi.
the same. The premise is the same. Yes, it's about the cuckoo part, but everything else about it is incredibly different. These characters in this have damn near no agency, except for the fact that Tom was trying to bury and she ended up being Stockholm Syndrome and they're raising this kid. Other than that, everything else was controlled by either the boy or the aliens around them. Even if they killed the
Well,
boy early, there was no guarantee
in
they was gonna get
Cuckoo,
out.
they did the same thing.
No,
Remember the mother, the child's mother? The bird lady
she
was
was only getting sick.
making her crazy because the little girl was there now.
Well, not crazy, was literally killing her because if the birth mother and the creature mother are
Cuckoo.
in vicinity, the cuckoo mother, then there's something that starts, like, killing the mother.
Yeah.
She was, like, starting to die,
Yeah.
but that was only because they went back. If she had stayed away or they didn't return to the resort, there's a good chance she would have just continued to be raped. And that was the thing because the the cop or ex-cop in Cuckoo, his whole ploy to Gretchen was, "This is your sister now, she's young, but she will grow up to be one of these things. How can you be sure she won't kill you later or try to impregnate you or anything else that is the nature of this creature?"
Mhm.
And she had to choose, "No, I would like to think that my connection as family with
See?
her would do something
The
different."
exact same. Because in this, the cop is trying to kill her. His instinct is to try and kill the cuckoo.
Yeah,
In this, the male again, his instinct is to try and kill whatever this creature is, but who steps in? A female.
sure.
Her motherly instincts, or in this case, sisterly and cuckoo,
Mhm,
the same movie. They're different. They're written differently, of course,
mhm.
but they're the same movie.
No.
So many similarities.
There are similarities, but to say same is too much of a word
I don't
that
mean same like I don't mean they're the same movie in any kind of way,
uh-huh.
but I think at the core, they identify as what they are, the same movie.
Mm,
Different characters, replace it with different characters. You get more money, you
well
then you make
well, the
this.
big difference with this for me is who is the villain? there's a clear villain in Cuckoo and who is causing all this, who set this all up, and that is a human being. Out of hubris and idea that these species
No, I don't think
100%.
so.
The
Because
cuckoos
the
exist, but
cuckoos existed before he got there.
they
He's just
but they
helping them
it
to
would be a
survive.
completely different story if the cuckoo was
I think that's
100%
just detail.
operating.
That's just detail that was added.
You can say it's
There's yeah,
detail, but it's a different
it's a different
story.
take.
It's a different
Yeah, I mean,
story. And so for this one, this is these creatures, without us understanding everything they can do, their powers, their ability to create a pocket universe that
n
no one can get out of. That is far beyond even the ability of the cuckoos who
how
just
do we know?
come because of what they showed us.
I mean,
In
well,
this one,
I'm
you
not
see
saying that they're the same movie, though. You're getting me wrong. I say that they're the same movie, but not like that.
okay,
Not same as in, a play by play, word by word, character by character. Not in any way, shape, or form.
sure.
But the core is the same. The core to both these movies are the same. You
Mm,
know, two people get a baby that's not theirs, and they
sure.
have to take care of it to make sure it doesn't die until you know, it goes to where it needs to go.
Yeah, but one is forced. The other one is swapped out,
Well, it's
which is
only
more
because
of
they
a
didn't
cuckoo.
know, but I'm pretty sure that the cuckoo and cuckoo would have forced, and she did. She would have. Yeah, I mean, obviously these cuckoos have been around for thousands and
But
thousands of
they're
years. They've
yeah, but they're
always been
endangered
forced.
too. She's the last one. That's part of the
I
reason why
didn't think she was the last one.
yeah, that's the whole reason he made a
Well, I
freaking
mean, it still
nature
doesn't
preserve
still doesn't
for it.
change this fact. I mean, just because you're not
Yeah.
successful putting your little slimy vagina juice up
Uh-huh.
someone's twat doesn't mean that this is that different, though.
But this is a society of creatures who are doing this to humans. Oh, like that to me makes it completely different because this is more real
No.
horror because it's actual
No,
like
this is
cosmic
Twilight
horror.
Zone. This is sci-fi. The other one's
Sci-fi.
not sci-fi. The other one's like I said before, the other one's a foreign film.
Okay,
It's a art house film.
sure.
I think to me, that's the difference between the 2.
To me, the other one is a family story around what happens when something in your family is supernatural. And is that dangerous or not, along with us getting to see this kind of buildup of people getting sick or dying or hurt by the cuckoo's birthing antics. This one is two people get kidnapped, forced to raise the kid, and then die. No
Yeah.
real control,
Again, I did not
nothing
say it's a
else.
play-by-play,
Well, yeah,
reshoot of the 2.
that's fine. But I still think that those 2 things make them very, very, very different.
Yes, they are different, and
Very, very different.
in the details, they are different,
Sure.
by far, you know? Um, you know, mostly I think might be because of budget, because
Yeah.
Vivarium definitely had a bigger budget than the other one. The other one was basically, like they rented a resort and shot
Yeah.
everything there. But so it had to be more creative in what it was doing.
Mhm.
Um, this was just well shot all the way through. I mean, competent people making a competent movie with a good sci-fi story.
Mhm.
You know, again, Twilight Zone story. So you could probably tell I didn't like Cuckoo. That's just me. Uh,
Sure.
But that's just because of Ed. I didn't like Ed.
Oh, what's it was that one
Yeah, he was a
outline.
he was a bitch. My joke landed flat. Never mind. Whatever.
You can't land them all. Sometimes
Well, I
you
usually
gotta
don't
pile
land
up.
any actually. My jokes are always dry.
Uh,
I don't have a joking. I can never tell a joke.
yeah, let's see. What else is there to say about this?
Um,
I think the only thing that would have truly made this, for me, more of an alignment to Cuckoo at all is if there was some aspect of the boy that either really cared for his parents or valued anything they were doing. And the whole time, even as a child, he's completely detached. Completely detached. There's times where they kinda try to hint that, "Oh, maybe Gemma's getting to him, or maybe he does love them," but n there's none of that. These are creatures, the humans are being used, period. There is nothing they are not here for nothing else. There's no love like, none of that. Where Cuckoo plays more in that realm, from her being displaced. Because again, it's almost like a cuckoo, right? Even Gretchen not being with her mother after she passes, being thrown into a different family. Allegedly, her presence alone is killing Alma through stress and activating her seizures and all this stuff. So that has a more kind of like there's foils where it's like, oh, this is the kind of the same thing that the movie's talking about in a different family with the different creatures. There's parallels. This was very much what it needed to be. I mean, I like it,
Yeah.
but to me, this is a proper kind of play on this sort of thing when you're dealing with creatures stronger than you, smarter than you, crazy technology. You have no control over what they're doing. You're two random, what a handyman and a teacher.
Yeah.
And
So many great details in this movie, though. I mean,
yeah,
I mean, the TV, when the kid's watching the
mhm,
TV, whatever
the weird
information is
plot.
passing through there,
Yeah,
the book, like I said, the food,
yeah.
the clouds. I mean, this movie, I mean, the cigarette on the sidewalk,
Mhm,
when they were driving, um, I mean, it's all detail. There's so much texture in this movie that I absolutely love it. It's another universe that they went into,
mhm,
and it
100%.
acts like it, and I love when they're trying to get out, and they decide that they're gonna follow the sun because they got locked into this universe, and they're driving around their car until, they run out of gas right back in front of the house that they were looking at,
Yeah,
and he throws a cigarette out, which was cute. I wonder how his cigarettes lasted so long because he was smoking a lot
that
of
was my
butts.
question.
Did they come back the next day? I
Are
don't
they
know,
giving him some to
because
smoke?
even at the end, she had a little cigarette for him, um, because he had spent, after they had been, we have no idea how long they were there. We know that,
At one point, it was 98 days because that's
yeah,
the mark of how
and
that
he
was
was
the sign of
still,
how much he
what,
grew.
about an 8, 9-year-old boy, probably an 8-year-old boy at that
Yeah.
point. So I'm assuming twice that.
Mhm,
So they might have been there a year and a half at that point, and for the other half of that year and a half, Jesse Tom, his character was digging a hole
mhm,
because they had tried driving out, which didn't work. They had tried following the sun,
mhm.
which also didn't work. Um, just great. I mean,
Yeah.
all that was just so rich in texture for this movie.
Mhm.
Um, and it was sad. It was actually sad, and she was, our female, what was her name in this again?
Gemma.
Gemma? Um, I won't say that she was stronger than Tom, but she kinda got late to the party on figuring out that this was gonna be a dead end for
Yeah.
them
That's my biggest issue.
before she moved into action.
If I was Tom, I would've just killed him. Like, so, like,
How do you kill a baby, though? Even if
it's not human.
but they don't know that it's not human.
Mm.
And even with its eccentricities and autism, it still looks like a child.
I don't care.
That might be part of the why it is the way it is. Why it's shaped the way it is
Yeah.
because that way it elicits sympathy,
Yeah, of
maybe
course.
not necessarily from the man, but from the woman
Well, from
with the
all people.
motherly instincts, both.
It can't be a lizard, bird, frog creature in a real estate office being like, come stay at our weird it would never work. They he is learning to be human, but,
I love the body bags. These
this
That
really
was such a nice scene.
that really goes to show just how little they had any control at all. Because just the fact the part that really made me laugh was he spends all this time digging. He's hearing, I guess, maybe some part of the other parallel
Some kind
universes
of,
or something
yeah,
because he's hearing
like a
something.
hum or
Then he gets down that low to find the unburied pieces of another body bag of another dead parent. He coulda dug anywhere. He dug in the same exact spot where previous parents who stayed at house 9
yeah.
died, and then ended up what? Bodies thrown right in the same place. That's
I
proper.
love it when they put him when he put when the boy puts him into the body bag
Mhm,
and hits the valve and it sucks all the air. Oh,
mhm.
just beautiful. I mean, just again, so much detail
Mhm.
that was going on. I mean, when she's slipping through universes and you see the woman sitting at the table, the people making love, and the guy who commits suicide in the bathtub. I
Yeah.
mean, I love that,
The
and
brother that was
the different
crying from the beating, the couple that was, banging, and then the alien kid sitting there,
yeah, and you have
like,
no
watching this
idea
happen.
why this is I mean, she's passing so this pocket universe is actually a multiverse of
Mhm,
universes, and all these things are playing out together,
mhm.
but we don't know why because, I mean, it's just a mystery, and all the way to the end when the process starts over because eventually she also passes after she follows him, and then
Mm,
her life is going, and he puts her in the body bag
yeah.
and then heads off to work. And we
Mhm.
find that the real estate guy who originally introduced him has expired,
Yep.
and he puts him to in a body bag, and then puts that body bag into a file cabinet with
Rolls him up.
he also wrote a ticket. So whatever universe this is with whatever creatures, they like paperwork.
Yeah, he's gonna get picked up again
Yeah.
or something.
And then the whole thing starts over. Another couple comes in to the real estate office
Mhm.
to,
And we start well, he's got someone new, and he's learned just enough from his parent
yeah.
that he can probably, because again, he's a salesperson. How the question is, how many people go to that office, look at that place, and go, "Absolutely not. I would not buy a house in a place where every house looks the freaking same." So I'm just curious. It's his ability to sell
I don't know.
this idea.
Have you ever bought a house? You get talked into going to see things
You do.
that you don't wanna see.
That's true, you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for me, I'm like, no. A bunch of greenhouses. But that's me personally. Again, I would have most likely killed the kid. I was right with Tom.
Well, it's because 'cause you're a
100%.
man. You don't have that motherly instinct. I
That's
mean,
a
that was
that's fine. And that's where she messed up. And that, of course, that makes a divide between them. He stops staying in the house. She feels really alone, which forces her to kind of bond with
yeah,
the kid more because he
he
isolated
decided
himself.
to see if she couldn't figure out his mystery,
Yeah.
what
And
he
she
is.
said
And
that.
she fails at it, of course,
Yep.
but
He goes, I'm a mystery. I'll figure you out. I'm like, you're not figuring out
well,
nothing.
and
Because at
then
the end of the day,
woof, 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 woof.
oh gosh. And then the scream,
I mean, yeah, no,
the way he would have been taken out. Um,
this is a great I don't even remember I didn't even watch it when it came out, and I don't remember it even coming out in theaters in
yeah,
2012 or something like that, or 2019, and I would have liked to see I think this would have been a good theater movie.
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it would left a lot of people on their seats. I would think a lot of people would be upset because there wasn't more answers. Usually you want,
Yeah, no,
if it's gonna pay off like that, where they both die, you kinda want it to be for maybe some other reason, but the reason is the reason. This is what happens when you're dealing with creatures with more power and more smarts that have a system set up for their livelihood.
very efficient system.
You don't have a way out. This is how it's supposed to be, and this is where a lot of other alien things start to fail because they have to weaken or dumb down, or the
Predator.
the creatures make mistakes for the human beings to make it out. And like I said in a
Yeah.
previous review,
No, that's probably why I wouldn't do good in the theater because it has a downer ending,
mhm,
and there's no resolution to it. It's just it continues. That's it.
mhm,
The process continues or starts all over again.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I can see the average audience goer probably would not be with
they'd be
that.
sad for him and upset. They'd be sad that they're fighting. They'd
Yeah.
be
Well,
sad that
this is what I was telling you why because we watched another movie, No One Will Save
no
Me.
one will save you. Yeah.
Yeah, and to me, we had a different opinion, but to me at the end, I thought they had changed the ending in order to be happy because it would have ended sad if they hadn't.
Mm.
That's
The
why I think that the ending of that was added on after.
the only reason, let me tell that, but the only reason I didn't think that was the case was because we spent too much time focusing on, like, her isolation and being alone in her sadness. Like, the way they kept harkening back to Maud, who, by the way, there's not many characters in that movie. It's literally just her and some extras
Yeah,
and
so
Maud's parents. So, the second biggest character is Maud, from the stories, to the pictures, to the flashback, to the aliens trying to convince her
is
she's
that
still
Maud
alive.
though?
Yeah.
Okay, at the end of So how could Maud be there?
Maud was never officially there. Maud was only there in the weird alien
In her
illusion when they put the thing in her.
as she's dying.
See, see, I don't think she was dying.
I think she was dying. I think that was all. See, but I think they put that on there, and I know that they, the writers of this other movie, because I don't want to get too far away from Vivarium. Um, uh, they could not end it that way. Probably studio executives said, no, you got to make it a happy ending. People's not going to accept a girl dying alone on the highway, on a road in the middle of the night. That's not going to work. Everyone will go, no, I can't do that movie. So I think they changed it, and this one didn't have that kind of feel good ending at all because
Yeah.
everybody dies except for
Mhm.
the bad people or bad birds or
Yeah.
bad aliens or whatever.
They're going to continue just kidnapping people, and that's the real question. How do people feel about, like, what about their parents? And, like, I don't know, I feel like there'd be, like, a whole other thing to this where you could make a sequel where the people whose couples and families disappeared, you wonder where they were and what happened, and maybe kinda discovering this is how they disappear. Like, that's where I would go if there was ever a sequel, because it's kinda like these are still people who are just disappearing for no good reason. They were seen walking into a real estate office and then they're gone for a year. Like like, I don't know, I feel like there's something there that could progress this. But no, I liked it. It was really
Okay.
good.
Well, then give me your rating. What do you think?
4.5 out of 5.
I'm gonna give it 4. I'm gonna definitely give it 4. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I think it's worth watching. To me, it's got rewatch value. Uh, I've watched it several times.
Mm.
Um, yeah, it's a good, solid movie. And with that, what are we gonna say? How do we go out on this?
You guys wanna like, comment, and subscribe?
Yep.
You're gonna let us know what you thought of the movie. Give us some other suggestions for alien movies you think.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
who's got this right? Is this Cuckoo? Is Cuckoo or is this Bavarium? Which one are they the same? Did you even watch it? I don't think anybody watched Cuckoo, really. Doesn't seem like something people would seek out to watch.
Well, considering the trending stuff on Netflix, if something new comes out, people might just
Cuckoo
watch.
was on Netflix?
No, Google was on Hulu, I
I
think.
thought so.
But I'm just saying something new comes out, people still might they watch it.
I guess with that,
That's all.
that's
Thanks,
all.
everyone.
We're going to talk about what our favorite food is, I guess.
Okay.
As we turn away from the camera,
Mhm.
face each other, and do what we do. So
Yeah.
join us next time on Split Screen.
Split screen.
Right?
Yeah. Thank
All
you.
right. So
So,
I used to like pizza quite a bit,
did you?
but can eat
You like
pizza.
trust intolerant?
Not lactose intolerant. I get other things.
Oh,
Yeah. No.
that
Like,
sucks.
yeah. But the thing is, if I go to another,
Is that dairy related?
Oh,
Period.
I don't. No. I think it's American.
Oh,
American the way they
that
do
stuff.
the way they do
Food
their
stuff.
Because I've been to other countries. I can eat cheese.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wonder what's up but our truth.
It really is. And with that, we're out. Yeah. Bye bye. Say bye bye. Say bye bye.
Bye bye.